Hello, fellow robots out there in internet land. I am Sobertron, and welcome back to the next episode of Titancraft Season 6 here on Tango Tech's Patreon server. And as always, guys, if you want to join me and this amazing community, all the information you need is down in the description for Tango Tech's Patreon page. Sign up, join us here. It is truly insane. It is fantastic. You'll love it. I guarantee it. Guaranteed. But, there's no real guarantee behind that. Anyway, since last episode, I took a little bit of a break. So I skipped a week in recording, all that fun jazz. It was nice. I just relaxed a little bit. Read a book. You should read, guys. Reading's fun. But yeah, I have also finished up most of this north side of the lower part of our mountain. And honestly, I think once the lower bits is done, like just massive work, doing these upper bits is gonna get super easy. And honestly, it's these more vertical sections that I really enjoy doing. There's a few small ones that we've done here and there, but really that's gonna be the fun part. The other thing I did, because Sham was being a little bit lazy about it, is I finished up his little clip face over here. It kind of ended right around there. So I finished placing in all the stone and laying out the grass. It was essentially just a giant overhang pit, and there was lots of mobs back there, so can I get back there? There we go. I lit it up nicely, and I filled everything in, so it's working all nice for us now. How did this go? Sure, that looks fine. Yeah, so mountain's progressing nicely. Cash did go in a couple spots and started placing in some of the brown concrete. Not a lot. I actually think I'm gonna want a bit more of it. It's very sparse right now, or brown concrete powder, I should say. I want to see a lot more of that. A lot more. But we're not going to do that today. We're going to work on something else. But there's one more thing I wanted to show you guys right over here. We've seen it a couple times. I haven't really talked about this. So, a while back, one of the mods was looking for kind of a small kind of campsite structure for a thing up in the above, which is that custom dimension we have here on Titancraft. So I built a couple little mock-up tents, and I thought they turned out really well. And they kind of fit in a little bit, so we may in the future expand this area out. I like this one. I like this one. I might change up some colors. I might do some rotational things, but I would see this as like a trader's camp, or our human civilization over living beyond the cliff. That's actually a pretty cool term. Beyond the cliff would come up here, and maybe other human civilizations are out there somewhere, and they would do a temporary camp here before they go inside and trade with our dwarves that are in there. I just think it's a cool little aesthetic thing. So I might expand that out a bit more in the future. I don't think Sham had any plans to extend his little logging camp. I just think it'll look a little cool, and it'll add a nice little aesthetic to our mountain. There's going to be other things in the future, though, guys. I just need to get this thing done first. But we're going to be taking a break on the mountain today. It does burn me out a little bit. It's just hours and hours of stone placement. So let me head to our next project location back in the Nether. So one thing I have severely neglected this season is our Nether Tunnel. There is literally nothing here. It is one of the worst things I've done this season because it's just not there. Like, there's so many nice, cool Nether tunnels out here. Like, there's two that I really like seeing, and one is because I see it all the time. It's Cable Guy's. Cable Guy has an amazing Nether tunnel. It's really cool. It integrates into his base nicely. And it's just like, yeah, you see that and you know this is Cable's place. The other one is actually right over here, and this is another group of people on the server, and their tunnel also is so awesome in its simplicity. And I like what they've done with like the spacing of things in here. So we're gonna steal a concept like that and do a Nether tunnel that is a little bit more in-depth than that one I just showed you, but also something that ties into our base like what we did with Cable. There's one minor snag. I need to move my Nether tunnel a little bit. Right now, Sham's portal, which is right down there, you can see, ours is actually off to the side, and I've talked to the mods. This tunnel right here used to belong to a player who has since left the server, and I've asked if I could kind of commandeer this space, and they said it's perfectly fine. My Nether tunnel is actually probably around here. So I need to first realign my Nether tunnel, and then I need to recenter our realign my Nether portal, and then recenter our Nether tunnel. I imagine it's going to be somewhere in this area, which means I need to dig a whole mess more of netherrack, which is going to be fun. It's great. I got lots of picks. It's going to be easy. But we have come up with a slight mock-up of what we're trying to do. Cash did this. I changed it a little bit already, and I might change it a little bit more. And it's just a nice, repeatable design that looks really cool. So tying in the gray colors of the black. Whoop, that. Anyway, tying in the gray, the black, and then the crimson logs. Cache initially had stripped, warped logs, but I thought the crimson ones tied it in a little bit better to our base because we've got it in the floor everywhere. And then we also just have a lot more of the crimson than we do of the warped log, so it just makes it a little bit more less resource intensive on our parts. But what I'm going to do right now is actually realign my nether portal. So Shams is facing out. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to try to move it in a couple blocks. Hopefully everything connects. I've got some obsidian on me, so I got to just figure out what kind of axis this is on. Which one is it? Is the portal? Yeah, so somewhere along this line then is where I need to place our portal. I want them to be kind of mirrored up. That way it's a nice, easy transition. Eventually there'll be like another little mini hub almost in here. So the tunnel will transition to a bigger room. I've got other plans for other things in here too, guys. There's just so many plans in this head of mine. I don't know how to say it else. So let me get this portal in first, and then we'll start the laborious process of digging out all of that netherrack. After a little bit of trial and error, and by a little bit I mean a ton, I have a nether portal that's mostly good. It is 23 blocks away from Shams. I think it's the same size as his, which if it's not, it's fine. The problem I have is that no matter where I enter this portal at, I end up in my gold farm back at my base. This portal had the same problem, but if you actually entered on that block and that block alone, you would end up at the main portal of our base. If you entered in these two other ones, you ended up in the gold farm. So I have two solutions for it. Either I always ensure that it's off whenever I leave my base, which could be a problem for people, or I raise my gold farm, which is honestly probably what I'm going to do. But that's a project for another day. What I've figured out right now is how much I need to move this nether tunnel. So this is going to be the middle bit here. So that's the very center. These blocks right here, this strip, it will be the center of our tunnel. And it's going to have a 5-wide ice path down the middle. Now these outer ones are probably going to be covered with carpet or something. And it'll be a nice 3-wide ice boat path. Some people ice boat, I don't, I fly everywhere, so I just want to make it accessible to other people. And I don't want that hoglin to kill me. Now the other thing I need to figure out though is this dimensions of this frame itself. So I think it's 11 blocks is what I think. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, I was right. Hey buddy, what's going on? I'm just gonna kill him, guys. He's gonna. There. Whoa. Super bow. So 11 blocks. So let's see. That's the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I need to clear out everything from this line all the way to the front of the tunnel, which honestly isn't that bad. I've done a lot of this clearing myself. I've been doing it slowly over time. So yeah, that shouldn't take me too long. And DJ's around somewhere pranking me and bothering me, but he's gonna help me, so I'll take what I can get. So let's get this thing into gear. Let's tear down the nether. Took about 2 hours to dig all this, guys. DJ helped out a lot, but he had to go. And then I decided to dig a bit more. I actually moved our portal again. You can see the old one, or the new old one, the old new one right there that's off. I moved it a little bit further away, which means I needed to move our center point over, and yeah, so that's officially the new home of the portal, at least for now. I'm just really concerned about the gold farm linking up with everything. And before I decided to do that, I thought I was done, and I started laying down some ice. So that was the center, and now the center point is there. So yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I decided not to lay slabs everywhere else to prevent gas spawning, because like legit only one gas spawned on me this whole time while I was digging this, so I figured it was relatively safe. What I think I'm going to do first, though, I'm going to lay down the center ice bit. I've got some shulkers of blackstone and ice and carpets, because I'm going to do carpet along the edges. To prevent gas spawns. Everywhere else on this thing, there shouldn't be any kind of spot where a gas should be able to spawn, because the ice is actually, this needs to raise up a block, so the ice is going to be there, but that, like, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, so imagine that's the center point. There's going to be carpet here as well, so even if a gas tried to spawn on this block, any of these blocks, the carpet should stop that spawning from happening. But what I think I'm going to do after I do the ice is I want to I want to tackle something out the front end of this place. Uh, all of these kind of sections that I'm going to build, it doesn't really matter where the last one ends, because I can do a different room here. But starting this tunnel, I know I want to actually start the first section where the tunnel begins, because I want to do something different out front, and I haven't decided what that different thing is yet, and hopefully those guys don't attack me. You can see everyone's got like something, you know, unique out here. That's like a skull over there. There's some weirdness happening over here too. I think somebody actually has like a little like fumigation tent of some kind stuck at their tunnel, like their home is being bug bombed. It's the easiest way I can think to say that. So I want to do something unique out here too. But I don't know what that is yet. So I think I want to build that first. Cash is online right now, so when the two of us come together, we make magic happen. So I'm going to lay this ice down, make sure everything lines up perfectly, and then I'll be back once I have, hopefully, something to show up front there. No idea what it's going to be, no idea what it's going to look like. This is one of those projects that's not planned, and we're gonna play with it for a little bit and see what happens. But lots of ice placement is what I'm going to do for now, so I will see you guys in a little bit. I'm sorry to say it, guys, but the magic, it ain't happening tonight. I don't know what's wrong with me and Cash. We're just not there. So we're just gonna crack on and keep doing the tunnel itself. So I've done some work on it, for a few reasons actually. But the first thing is I wanted to show you this kind of cool oval shape that kind of happened out of this. It originally was supposed to be more of a circle, because originally when we were sketching it out, there was only a 1 block ice path there. I expanded it to 5, you know, and this isn't even ice. This is some nice soil. Yes, soul soil. Little effects. But I'm really liking how this oval turned out. It looks really cool. I didn't really think about that going in, but I'm really digging it now. I did this one section just to, move that section down there so I can get rid of it, so I had a reference point. But also I wanted to see how long it would take. I wanted to see what's going to be the easiest way to build this thing. Because it involves like doing a lot of temp block placement to just place against other blocks, which is kind of annoying, but if I want to save on resources, that's just what we got to do. So I'm going to do this kind of assembly line style, and I'm going to start off by doing kind of this section first. This section is actually really easy. It'll only take me about a minute and a half to do each one of these. Once I get it down, I can probably make it quicker too, but the first thing I need to do is just kind of place this first block. Once I place this first crimson stem, it makes it a lot easier to get everything else going. So I'm going to try to get as much of this done tonight as I can. It is getting a little bit late for me, but what I don't finish, I'll pick up tomorrow morning. This video won't be out for a couple days, so yay me. I have plenty of time to record. So let me get this going, and I'll come back in a little bit. Maybe tomorrow morning my time. For you guys, it'll just be a matter of seconds though. So I'll see you in a moment. Sobertron's advice for the day, ladies and gentlemen: when you are building something like this, count everything. Literally count. I messed up the very first section I was building up. I made it 1 block too long, which means I now have to tear out all this basic stuff that I just placed. And honestly, this is about 3 minutes after my last clip. So yeah, make sure you count, especially at the very beginning. That is all. See you in a minute. I can't stress this enough, guys. I'm really loving how this kind of oval-shaped thing has occurred. It just looks really cool. So I've got, like, what I'm going to call the skeleton all in place now. It took around 7 hours, and I pretty much did it all in one straight go. I did go to bed, and then wake up, and then did the last little bits kind of in between the center portions of these pillars, and then that little bit up top. I'm still not 100% sure what I'm doing with the floor here, and the ceiling there, and other things. So, yeah, I think for now, it's time to do the wall section. This was actually really easy. I did this kind of, like I said, assembly line style. I haven't really looked at the wall section all that much in depth because I was focusing on the pillars. So what I think I'm going to do is probably start with the stone. The stonework should probably be the easiest bit. It's just literally blocks and stairs. I might change it a bit too. I'm not sure how I feel about the really harsh diagonal. The original one didn't even have stairs. I just don't know yet. So I might play with this for a minute and then just go. So when I get back, hopefully all these wall sections are now in place. and then we can start tackling what we're going to do with the ceiling and the floor. A little less than 4 hours, ladies and gentlemen, and we finished up all the wall sections of this thing. I mean, I am a human 3D printer. It's kind of what I do. Once I get into a groove and I find the pattern, it just kind of comes along nicely. I did what I did on these. I broke it up into little sections. First, I did kind of the outline, and then the stairs. These blackstone stairs, actually, because those ones up top, it's a little hard to do. So I did all that first, and then I came back through, finished up all the stone, then all the blackstone, and then did the little interior bits. And yeah, it's looking good. I think it's looking good. The only thing left to do is the ceiling and the floors. So I was doing a little bit of playing around just for a few minutes, and I was trying to kind of get that oval shape. You know, we have that nice cool oval. To get it with the stone bricks, but it just didn't look good. So I think I'm just gonna go with black stone brick slabs. It complements everything nicely, I think. Do a little bit more kind of a textured thing up top, not textures, but depth thing, to where these segments will all be the same, but then that 5 wide middle strip is gonna be a little bit higher. I've been blowing through resources though. I think I've gone through 7 shulkers of blackstone in total, and probably 4-ish of stone. And then the crimson logs. I think I had 3 shulkers. I think I'm down to 1 now. It's a really good thing we dug out a nice big perimeter earlier in the season, in the Nether, and we got a lot of this blackstone from that. So stockpiles are running low. But, you know, hopefully we don't need more than we currently have on hand. So for now, I'm just gonna finish doing the ceiling and the floor, and we can, you know, call this project nearly done. I don't think I'm gonna get to it today, but I still want to do something out front, and then the back over there just needs a ton of work because there's literally nothing there. So that'll be for a future project. But give me, I don't know, probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I don't know. I'm really bad, really just bad about estimating how long it takes to do something. But let me finish this up, and I'll show you guys the final-ish result. I gotta say, guys, it feels really good to have this nether tunnel done. I don't know what I was thinking, like, waiting. It's literally been, like, 8 months since the server went live, and I'm now just doing this. Like, whoa. Hi. Hi, server. Yeah, 8 months. 8 months is what this took. But yeah, I think I'm very happy with how all this turned out. And I'm gonna stick with my guns and make sure I don't leave shulkers lying around and that I sort them, because Cash has already yelled at me for just throwing things in dump chests. So we have to not do that anymore. But, I mean, that's what dump chests are for, right? I mean, that's, hey guy. That's what I do. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna help her out. I'm gonna get rid of all of this stuff that I've acquired while I've been doing this. But yeah, there's still all this mess to deal with. I gotta raise up all this floor. I gotta raise some portals up. But I'm not gonna do that right now because I'm just super happy that this thing. It. I'm happy. I'm happy, guys. I'm super happy. This place looks awesome. I really like the kind of long, infinite effect that's happening. It's really cool. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked it too. But until next time, you guys have a good one.